I am 95 years old, and the world has become very quiet. It is not just because my hearing is fading. It is because the noise of the world no longer has a hold on me. When you are young, the world is a shouting match. You are constantly bombarded by opinions and trends, and the frantic need to be noticed. You feel like you have to scream just to prove you exist. But at 95, the screaming stops. You realize that the most profound truths are found in the silence. I am sitting by my window watching the shadow of a tree move slowly across the lawn. In the past, I would have found this boring. I would have reached for a newspaper or a telephone or a task to fill the gap. I was terrified of being alone with my own thoughts. But now, the silence is my best friend. It is a mirror that shows me who I am without the titles and the bank accounts and the approval of others. I want to talk to you about the peace that comes from letting go. I want to tell you how to find that peace now before the world forces it upon you. We spend the first half of our lives learning. We learn how to walk and talk and compete. We learn how to accumulate knowledge and skills and possessions. We are told that more is always better. More degrees and more money and more influence. But I have found that the second half of life is not about learning. It is about stripping away the layers of nonsense that we have piled on top of our souls. I used to think I knew everything. I had opinions on politics and religion and how my neighbors should raise their children. I carried those opinions like heavy stones in a backpack. I thought they made me look wise and strong. But at 95, I have realized that most of those opinions were just projections of my own fear. I didn't actually know the truth. I just wanted to feel safe. I have started to unlearn the need to be right. It is a massive relief. When you stop needing to be right, you start being able to listen. You start seeing the world as it is rather than how you want it to be. Stop trying to win every argument. Stop trying to fix everyone around you. Let people be who they are. Unlearn the need to control. Control is just an anchor that keeps you from floating. In the middle of my life, I was always chasing the big wins. I wanted the big promotion and the big vacation and the big celebration. I thought that happiness was a mountain peak that I had to climb. I ignored the valleys because I was so focused on the summit. But now that I am at the end of the trail, I realize that the mountain was an illusion. The joy was in the valleys all along. You are so busy looking for the miracle that you are missing the fact that life itself is the miracle. You don't need a grand purpose to justify your existence. You are allowed to just be. You are allowed to enjoy a quiet afternoon without feeling guilty about not being productive. Productivity is a trick played by the world to keep you from noticing the beauty of the present moment. Slow down. Look at the small things. They are the breadcrumbs that lead you home. The things that bring me peace now are so small they would have been invisible to my younger self. The taste of a cold glass of water. The way the light hits a glass of orange juice in the morning. The sound of a bird outside the window. These are not small things. They are the only things. At 95, I am invisible to most people. When I go for my short walks, people look past me as if I am part of the scenery. At first, this hurt my ego. I wanted to shout, "Do you know what I have accomplished?" But then I realized that being invisible is a gift. It means I no longer have to perform. I no longer have to maintain a reputation. I spent a great deal of my life trying to be someone. I wanted to be recognized at the local restaurant. I wanted people to say, "There goes a man of substance." I wanted to leave a mark. But there is a wonderful freedom in being no one. You are exhausting yourself by trying to maintain a brand. You are worried about your digital footprint and your social status and how you are perceived by people you don't even like. Let it go. The people who truly love you don't care about your brand. They care about your heart. Embrace the idea of being no one. When you stop trying to be a person of importance, you finally have the space to be a person of depth. I have lived through decades of radical change. I have seen empires fall and technologies rise that seem like magic. I have seen the world turn over many times. And the one thing I have learned is that resistance to change is the primary source of human suffering. We want things to stay the same. We want our bodies to stay young and our children to stay small and our lives to stay predictable. But life is like a river. It is always moving. If you try to hold on to the water, you will only lose it. If you try to build a dam, the pressure will eventually break you. I have seen people grow bitter as they age because the world no longer looks like the one they grew up in. They complain about the music and the clothes and the way things used to be. But the past is a ghost. It is gone. The only way to find peace is to flow with the river. Accept that you are changing. Accept that the world is changing. Do not fight the seasons of your life. There's a beauty in autumn that you can never find in spring. If I could give you only one tool to survive the journey, it would be gratitude. Not the fake kind of gratitude that you post on the internet. I mean the deep and quiet gratitude that lives in your chest. Even on my worst days when my bones ache and my memory slips, I find things to be grateful for. I am grateful for the memory of my mother's voice. I am grateful for the fact that I can still feel the warmth of the sun on my skin. I am grateful for the breath that is moving through my lungs right now. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. It turns a simple meal into a feast. It turns a stranger into a friend. It is the only cure for the disease of more. You will never have everything you want. But if you are grateful, you will realize that you already have everything you need. Start your day by naming 3 things you are grateful for. Do not make them big things. Make them small. The smell of coffee. The comfort of your bed. The fact that you woke up. People often ask me if I am afraid of the end. They expect me to be trembling. But I am not afraid. I am curious. I feel like a student who has finished a long and difficult exam and is finally waiting for the bell to ring. I have made my peace with the universe. I have forgiven those who hurt me, and I have asked for forgiveness from those I hurt. I have emptied my pockets of the stones of regret. I am light. Now, I am ready for the silence. I want you to look at your life today. Are you carrying stones that you could put down? Are you fighting battles that no longer matter? Are you waiting for a future that is not promised? Do not wait until you are 95 to find your peace. Find it in the middle of the noise. Find it in the middle of the struggle. My breath is getting shorter and the sun has dipped below the trees. I have given you everything I have. 4 stories of a life well lived and poorly lived and lived again. I have turned around at the edge of the cliff to show you what I see. The party back there is beautiful. The music is playing, and the lights are bright. Do not waste your time worrying about when it will end. Just dance. Dance with everything you have. Love with everything you have. And when it is your turn to come to the edge, do not come with a heart full of fear. Come with a heart full of memories. I am going to step into the quiet now. Thank you for listening to an old man. It has been an honor to share this space with you. Live well, love well, and finally, be at peace. The story is yours now. Time is the only thing you can't buy back. Sign up for when life is near over, so you don't waste another day meaninglessly. Live. Don't just exist. Life isn't measured by the years we live, but by the moments that take our breath away. If you are looking for a quiet space to reflect on your journey, please subscribe. Here, we learn how to love before it's too late. Don't wait until the end to start living. Subscribe to when life is almost over, and let's make every second count before the clock runs out.